Hello, welcome into another CalU Virtual Senior Day. Again, 2020 has brought some very unique circumstances and brought about some different changes for everybody, even in athletics. And this year, Sports Information and CalU Athletics is recognizing their seniors virtually by talking to some coaches and also recognizing the seniors that have meant so much to these programs. And today's guest is head men's and women's golf coach Pete Coughlin. Pete, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Matt. I'm glad to be here.
Again, hopefully the family's doing well. And again, this has been a very trying time. You had your whole fall season down. You were down in North Carolina getting some practice rounds in. And then basically right before you guys were ready to tee off, the NCAA and everything got turned upside down with COVID-19 and the coronavirus. Can you just talk a little bit how the team's been handling it and how the situation was for the team being in North Carolina and coming back, putting all that time in and knowing that ultimately nothing is going to happen in the spring?
Sure. Yeah, it was definitely rough. We didn't have the fall we'd hoped we'd have, so we were a little bit behind the eight ball coming into the spring. But the amount of work that the team put in over the winter, both indoors and we had a chance to go outside, was honestly probably the best work ethic I've had in a team since I've been at Cal. And they were playing so well the whole week down in Pinehurst, down in North Carolina. Actually, they played the practice round for the tournament, ready to go to the banquet to get the tournament kicked off, and all of a sudden everything just got canceled. So to say the rug was pulled out from under them, it was an understatement, and you could see the pain in the eyes, especially of the seniors. It's a unique situation for my guys too. Being PGM majors, they actually had to change the sequence of their major to stay on campus this fourth year. They were supposed to be off campus doing an internship pretty much all year, and so they changed their sequence around, delayed graduation for a semester, and then to have that last spring taken away from them has been rough.
Yeah, with the golf programs, the women's program is relatively young, so no seniors there to recognize today. But we do have 3 male seniors to recognize today. Again, just going alphabetically, we have a senior from Beaver, Pennsylvania, Grant Barracchini. Grant's been with the program for a number of years. Can you just talk about what Grant's meant to the program and you see his game change throughout his course of his career?
Sure, yeah. Quite simply, I've been coaching for 17 years now, and Grant is the hardest worker I have ever seen on my team, on any teams we played against. Back when I was playing in college, I've never seen anyone work as hard as Grant does at the game. He came in as a freshman, and his game was good, but it wasn't quite to the level where he could make the varsity. So he spent the first year on our club team, and just like I said, the work ethic that he displayed that freshman year, I gave him a spot on the team his sophomore year before we even left campus his freshman year. I didn't make him try out. I just knew that I had to have this kid on my team. And ever since then, he has been the first person in, the last person out. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who leads by example with work ethic. It's Grant from top to bottom. I couldn't have asked for anything more from a player as far as leading that way. He's had some really good tournaments last year. His junior year, we didn't have the greatest fall. There was some communication issues. He didn't play very well in the fall. Worked at it doubly hard over the winter, and came back. And he was one of the single or top 2 reasons we actually did qualify for regionals last year was the spring that he had. He shaved 7 shots off of his scoring average from fall to spring, which is completely unheard of. So I can't say enough about Grant's work ethic, his dedication. The kid is going to have a great career as a golf professional, both as a player and as a club pro. He's going to have a great future in the industry, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do over the course of his career.
Okay, thanks, Coach. The next senior, again, all of them are professional golf management. This one is Austin Smith. Austin's been a top scorer for the Vulcans the last couple of years. And you just talk about Austin's development and what he's meant to the program.
Sure, yeah. Austin was one of the top recruits we had coming in his freshman year. But in the time between when he committed to Cal and when he came, we kind of decided that it would be the best idea for him his freshman year would be to focus on academics more. His first year to kind of get off on the right foot. And he did that. He did really, really well in the classroom right from the beginning. jumped on the team his sophomore year and has started he and Ryan, both the other Smith senior, not related, but they both started every match that they've been available for in the last 3 years now. So, sorry, 2.5 years, I guess. But just a phenomenal kid. Grew up in kind of my backyard up in Northeast Pennsylvania, and just he is a leader by example. Doesn't say a lot. Kind of a quiet kid, but you know that he's going to show up. He's going to do exactly what's expected of him. He's not going to complain. He's not going to not going to go to other players and try to figure out something else. He's going to do exactly what's expected every day. Show up before he's supposed to be there. Leave after everyone else is gone, and really, he focuses on his craft very, very well. He's such a student of the game. He wants to be good. He wants to know why certain things work, why certain things don't work. Really wants to make sure that everything he has in his bag, all the tools he has available to him, are what's supposed to be in there. He spends a lot of time really trying to work on short game, figures out his weaknesses better than any player that we have on the team right now, and focuses on those. Really, really works to make those better. And I think, honestly, more than any other player, was poised to have the best semester of his career. He was just firing on all cylinders all spring long, was tearing courses apart all week down in Pinehurst, and was just really, really ready to go. So he was probably the person I think that is going to suffer the most from not having the spring season this year. As far as just accolades and recognitions that he deserves, he's probably going to fall just a little bit short on some of those, unfortunately. But those of us in and around the program know how important he was to this team.
Yeah, and then you referenced it briefly. The last senior is Ryan Smith, not related to Austin, but Ryan's a senior from Hamburg and also a professional golf management major. He's been a two-time all-conference first-team selection. He's been all region. He was the conference's champion scholar, which is a very prestigious award. He's talked about Ryan being a number one golfer for you guys the last couple of years.
Ryan, we're just going to miss immensely. The kid just personifies everything you want in a player on any athletic team. He like Austin, grew up playing other sports. He was a really good baseball player. Austin played a lot of basketball growing up. They kind of have that team mentality that a lot of kids coming into college playing golf don't have. If they've only played golf their entire lives, it's tough to transition into focusing on the team aspect first. But both of those kids being our de facto leaders this last year and a half, they had that, and just I can't say enough about what Ryan brought to this team, not only off the golf course, but man, the kid is as good as any player I've ever coached. He has it. Just nothing that the kid can't do. He hits it so far. He's so consistent. I mean, just look at it. The first time he ever stepped foot on a PSAC championship, he was the last group the second day with the two best players in the region, and played toe-to-toe with them all day long. They're standing on the last tee at Hershey, one of the hardest golf courses we play all year. And as a group, they were 11 under par, the three of them. It's just the stuff that he can do. And when he's on, just I've never coached a player do what and seen him do what he did this past fall down in Virginia, our biggest event of the year with nationally ranked teams. He went out and had 20 birdies in 54 holes, which is, something I've never seen before from a lot of players at any level. Finished fourth in an event that, is a nationally ranked tournament with some of the best players in the country. And that gave him so much confidence that he is really that good. He's never, like I said, playing baseball most of his life and being a golfer, but never really being serious about golf until college. He never really had any concept of how good he really was. And that was, the biggest part of trying to work with Ryan the last few years, is just to make him realize how incredibly talented he is. And he is a player that he has a chance, if he wants to, down the road to make some noise and maybe play and make some money playing golf for a living. I really, truly believe that. He has some tools that can't be taught, between demeanor and just how far he hits the golf ball. And if he wants it bad enough, he has that opportunity.
Well, Coach, again, we thank you for taking the time today to talk about your three seniors. And again, I know everybody definitely wants to get back on campus, gets back on the links, even if it's in the summer times, just to go hit the golf ball outside.
You got that right.
Maybe have everybody back on campus and start up the fall here, hopefully right on cue. But again, we thank you for the time, and please stay well.
Thank you, Matt. You too.
Again, I'll do it again for another virtual senior day for Cal U Athletics. Thank you.